Hi, Anastasia. How are you? Hope everything's going well. Nice to see that you have more essays. Let's take a look at this one. This is an informal letter to your friend. You lost your watch. Okay, let's see what you did. Dear Tom, how are you? I hope this letter, not with, I hope this letter finds you well. Although it's such a short time since we saw each other, it feels much longer. Thank you so much for a memorable weekend I had. Your huge house with small village is amazing. I will remember how we played with snowballs, made a snowman, and dug a snow cave, singular, forever. Truth be told, the most magical moment was decorating the Christmas tree near the fireplace. Okay. Um, yeah, there's this one expression here felt really strange to me. Your huge house with small village. That doesn't really make sense. Do you mean that the huge house is located in a small village? Um, I'm not really sure what you meant, or maybe you didn't mean village, maybe you meant something else. So there are a lot of alternatives for this expression here. You could have said your huge house, and the quaint village it's in, or something like that. I mean, so just kind of differentiating and making it clear that it's this enormous house, but it happens to be located in this lovely, tiny little village. Let's see. And then you had a couple of mistakes here. Dug snow caves. And then truth be told without that too. Um, then this is what I also found kind of strange here. This transition to what you're talking about. Okay. Um, it makes a lot more sense to kind of explain to Tom why you're telling him about the watch and why you're telling him like this background story. So for me, I wanted some sort of a link here, something like unfortunately, it looks like I left behind a precious item at your house. Okay, and then you can go into it. But you do need to have some sort of a transition from this whole explanation of your time at Tom's house to the actual watch itself. Okay, so not in previous month, but last month, my boyfriend gave me um, I don't know what Garmin is. Maybe you mean a Garmin sports watch. It is big and white with a black digital screen. Moreover, it has a white leather, we call it a white leather strap, actually, not a bracelet. I brought it, no, I wear it all the time since he gave, so since he gave me this present, I have been wearing it all the time. Something like that makes a lot more sense. It seems to me I accidentally, wrong spelling here, forgot it somewhere in your house. Could you please look for it? If you find it, I will be happy. In such case, give it to Steve. Um, since he is going to visit Moscow soon and return to me. I await your prompt response. Thank you in advance. See you soon. Okay, all of that's fine. This feels a little formal to me. All right, we don't really talk to our friends like that. So I would like something a little friendlier, a little less formal, something like I can't wait to hear if you find it, or please let me know as soon as you've looked for it or as soon as you found it. Thanks so much. Okay, this is the way we talk to our friends, but certainly not like this, all right? So you've got the general idea. You did everything in terms of the development, in terms of what you were supposed to talk about. You did all of that. But there was some awkwardness in the expressions, in the grammar. Those areas had some weaknesses, okay? But on the whole, you certainly developed it well. All right, let's take a look now at your task two. All right, here it is. More and more people and organizations are using digital technology for contact with other people. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Okay, in the modern world, the computer technologies developed very rapidly. All right. Yes, but there's something a little awkward about this language here. So let's clean that up a little. in the modern world, computer technology is developing very rapidly. So this way, you're showing that it's something happening currently, it's something underway as we speak, and so saying is developing works better here. Furthermore, the last 20 years, no. The last 20 years was founded the international social media applications such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay, well, you actually want to say something else here. Furthermore, the last 20 years saw the rise of international social media applications, such etc., etc. All right, that makes more sense. More and more people around the world prefer to talk through messengers such as Skype, WhatsApp, and Telegram. This essay will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of digital communication using examples from the USA and Russian universities to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, fine. So let's move on. On the one hand, the digital technologies give the opportunity to talk with friends who live in different parts of the planet. For example, I have 3 close girlfriends. One lives in the USA, the second is from Germany, and the third is from Sweden, and I live in Russia. We chat in WhatsApp every day. Okay, I want to fix this, okay? So I have 3 close girlfriends, and then you could put a colon here, not a comma. One lives in the USA, the second is from Germany, the third is from Sweden, and I live in Russia. Full stop. The 4 of us chat in WhatsApp every day. Okay? So, that's one way to fix this grammatically. However, I would even go a step further and say that you need to rewrite the whole thing because it just feels a little too conversational for this type of essay. I'm very happy that you have personal experience and you use these digital technologies to communicate, but you have to remember that this is still a somewhat academic essay, and so we have to use appropriate language. So you could make it, for example, a little less personal, less with this I, and then you could say something like, for example, friends who live in different parts of the world, for example, the US, Germany, Sweden, and Russia, can chat every day in an app like WhatsApp. So it's the same information, but it just comes off a little more formal. All right. Now, we don't use contractions in IELTS. You don't want to use these because, again, they're just too informal, so we write the word fully out. It is hard to meet in real life, although one time a year we do reunion somewhere. All right, you have to get rid of this. It's just too informal and it's actually getting off topic, okay? The question is not whether you guys meet each other or not. It's, about the advantages and disadvantages of digital technology. So get rid of that sentence and say digital communication allows friends to support their relationships for many years. Moreover, nowadays there are many remote jobs where counterparts communicate, especially through the networks, and it allows them or people to solve any issues quickly. For instance, recent empirical research by Oxford University showed that over 70% of workers who discuss the work tasks with coworkers on Skype solve tasks, get rid of N, 1.5 times quicker than those who talk over the who talk in real meetings. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know about real. How about face-to-face meetings? Okay? Therefore, it is conclusively clear that digital technology for communication is irreplaceable. All right, that's good. You've definitely supported this. You've understood how to develop, and I like that. Like I said, I would have just changed this language around, and then I absolutely would have gotten rid of this sentence entirely. Other than that, you developed it well. Okay. On the other hand, however, it should not be forgotten that conversation through networks, S, decreases, S, offline communication, know the. Hugs, smiles, and coffee breaks make people happy. For example, a study by Moscow State University has, because it's one study, has found, I don't really think you need consequently here, that about 60% of interviewed people who communicate mostly online feel miserable. You don't need a comma here. There is ample evidence to suggest that members of social networks, S, offend each other very often. For instance, almost any YouTube video contains more offensive comments than good ones. Okay. Let's see. So, okay, what I think here is that this needed a little more development. I think both of your statements need a little more development. This needed a little more development, just saying something like, because people are hiding behind the mask of anonymity, they feel that they can be aggressive and offensive, and say and do things that they otherwise would not in real life conversation. Okay, so just go a step further and explain to us what this really means. The same thing I think was missing from this here, where you talked about people who communicate online feel miserable. Okay, because you want to point out that these people, they aren't meeting people face to face. They're relying possibly exclusively or almost exclusively on online communication. And so they're missing this real in-person interaction. So you just need to go a step further with both of these. Also, just take a look at your paragraphs. I told you that you developed this one really rather well, and look at the size. So this is only like 6 lines long, whereas this is like what, like 10? So it's considerably longer. And that should be your cue that, I really developed this one, but really this one not as much. So try to some degree balancing them. All right, don't get obsessive about like word counts or anything, but if you see that one is like 10 lines long and the other paragraph is only 6, you have to do something to decrease this difference a little bit. Okay, all right, let's look at your conclusion. To conclude from examples and arguments given, not below but above, I firmly believe that digital technology is a comfortable way to communicate. In the future, I hope humanity will support real and digital communication together. Okay, fine. So you're in favor of it from what it sounds like. For me, logically, it makes more sense to put the side that you support last. First, you talk about the side that you don't really support, and then you talk about the side that you do. You could do it either way, but a lot of tutors will tell you to do it the way I just suggested. All right, so you're definitely on the right track. So keep going, keep writing, and let's see more work from you, okay? Good luck.